The blood, the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water in the womb. I remember the first time I saw my father. He came from Ontario, not speaking a word of French. He parked his green car in front of our house, or as he called it, the Batmobile. And he came out with a NASCAR jacket and some gifts. He came to us and gave us the toy cars. I remember that I felt weird. It was the first time that I saw that man and a stranger coming into my life, and I had to play a game of charade to speak with him since we didn't speak the same language. But he played along. That was our first contact with my father. Little did he know, he would be in for one hell of a ride. Me and my brothers, we were chaotic, and I was known to have many tantrums when I was a kid. Not a lot of people would have stayed around. Heck, my biological father did not. But him, he stayed. He even stopped smoking to be with us. He was supportive, like whenever my mother needed help, he would just drop from his job, come and assist her. And remember those tantrums? Well, I was hospitalized at St. Justin Hospital for those. And whenever I could see visitors, he was there, solidifying his first place as my father. With him, my grandfather even asked him, "Why are you still here? They're not even your kids." But he stayed. He did not just stay, but he taught us many things, like how to fish, how to go camping. And he shared his passion of history in storytelling with me. I remember every time, every Halloween was epic with him. He was always the one with the best costume in our neighborhood. Like that time he spent hours on his makeup to be a nice death costume, a costume that will mean much more in the future. He would tell us many ghost stories, or like he used to say, we don't tell ghost stories to be scared, but to stay warm. And he did also tell many stories of his father during World War II, and I fell in love with those stories. I'm about to start a PhD in naval history. You could never be bored with him. He was always looking at the bright side of things, always cracking jokes whenever he could. Like that time when we were on a boat seeing some whales, he was telling to every passenger that he was Acadian and grew up right next to the sea. And being on a ship, it was a second nature for him. Every time the ship hit a big wave, he was saying with pride, "Bring it on!" But mid-trip, we lost sight of my father. He only came back to life at the end, coming out from a bathroom, all green, like he was seasick. But he told us another story. He said that he hit his head and lost consciousness. And he kept that story until his dying breath. But it was a running gag in our family. Later that year, when a brain tumor that grew up from an infection impacted his behavior, he had his first dance with death. On Christmas Day, 2007, after plentiful of events, he found a way to make fun of the situation. So when he vomited, he said, "Tell the host that the food was as good coming in as it came out." For me, he was a lighthouse in a chaotic sea of events that was my childhood. He was the voice of reason in many heated situations. My father would have been declared dead, clinically dead, 3 times. One in 2008, another time in 2018, and a third time in 2023 before his true death. Every time he was dancing with death and always coming back to life. It became a legend that he would just never die. And his third death, he told us that he saw his mother. So you know he was dead. And he said, I asked her to dance, but she said no this time. It's important to say that her mother was on a wheelchair because she had MS when she was alive. So he was dead for 6 minutes. The doctors were about to give up, but he came back to life again. But after his third death, his health went further downhill. But he was always the light of every hospital department. And I thought he was always doing that dance with death and always coming back. But a day before my 30th birthday in 2024, I learned from a Facebook post that he was dead. I didn't believe at first because between his third and final death, the doctors were always saying that he was about to die in a few months, in a few weeks. So in shock, I did call my mother, and she confirmed his death. I believe at the last death, he saw his mother again, asked her to dance, and this time she said yes. The blood of the covenant is thicker than the water in the womb. My father, Joe Garnier, was an amazing man. And like him, I tried to see the bright side of things. And like him, I said that whatever the world throws at me, bring it on.